Okay, what is the state with this? Okay, what are you doing here? I haven't finished putting the throw up. What is the state of this game? So, I feel to talk about the game generally because I have been watching a little bit of a video made by Ghost, and we are a little bit similar in the area of passion. For example, Dr. Ghost and Las Vegas, just like me, are a type of person which I call feelers, and which means that we are using emotionality as part of judgment instead of a rational let me switch to that. Hello. I'll get there when I get there. So, what did Dr. Ghost say? Okay, so there is this thing about the game where it's been 7 years and like the game must end at some point because the PC version that's running how many years? Maybe over 10. It's kind of reaching the retirement. Kind of like it's heading to the graveyard. That kind of feeling when you feel like there's not going to be anything much exciting, and they're basically with all the updates and they're ruining the game because there must be some kind of tempting dopamine hitting exciting news in the update. And oh my gosh, just remember the trailers of PC version of the game, and that guy there. Oh my gosh, these people grows me. Prostitution. Okay. Uh, well, how I feel about this game, it's like when you play chess. The game of chess is pretty limiting. It's not going to give you anything more than it has given to you last 30 years and to your grandpa. It's a board game. You can feel the limitation of graphics when you play board game. You can feel the limitation of dopamine when you play a board game. That's why you play with other human beings, so you create a dopamine through interaction and imagination and conversations and stories, kind of stuff, and joking, and unfortunately some people pranking, but I do not prank. So when you look at this game, World of Warships and World of Warships Legends, yeah, it's definitely much more dopamine hitting. It's graphics on a screen and video visualization and all kinds of things popping up on the screen. So it is dopamine-based game. But the attitude to it is, I'll turn it on. I play 3 games, I'll turn it off. And yes, now the game has been in. When the carriers came in, so I have the experience of playing the game before carriers. I have the experience of playing the game before they removed the sound engine, before they added the secondaries, when there were just 3 nations, when Bismarck came. Oh wow, okay. Are you hungry? You're so wild. Oh yeah, you're hungry. Let's get you some. When you move like a moth, you're hungry. Are you? Come on in. There, go eat. Leave me alone. There. So through these experiences, I can tell you how much I have enjoyed playing Labyrinth Mass. I saw it recently because I don't have this like joy playing it, and I do remember having joy playing it. It's not a power creeping. Well, basically it is, but the definition of power creeping is that people project some kind of like emotional grief or something on it. But objectively, power creeping should be renamed to just like, I don't know, something else related to the attachment. When this ship has been added to the game, hmm I remember very clearly. So you smoked up, and players didn't play well. They didn't know the. It's because the general pattern of the game wasn't to retrieve. Nowadays, people just learn. They have learned to retreat. They have learned to just turn back and kite away and then return. Back then, everybody was pushing. That was the core of the game. That you had those guns, a lot of armor, big guns, and you just went for it, hot-headed, and you pushed and you wiggled and you stalled, but you didn't leave the flank. You made a step forward and you're claiming the territory. So once I got to the once I got with the mass, I got there, I smoked up, I used the sonar, and nobody was going away. I just stayed there and I gunned everything down. That was a general pattern of behavior. It was fun. It created this like representation of warships, which is realistic outside of the game. The You have tons of armor and firepower. You just go forward slowly and you claim the territory. Nowadays, the pattern is gone because of obvious parameters, and now we have like World of Tanks on the water. Tanks in, tanks out, flying around like mosquitoes, in the spirit of outsmarting everybody. And it's okay, because you're utilizing the armor, right? When you kite away, you're basically creating disadvantageous condition for battleship to shoot you. Because you're kiting away, you're utilizing the armor penetration angle, you're utilizing the rudder shift, the dispersion parameters. So there's this complexity, and this comes along with the development of our society and civilization. If you compare people 30 years ago, they were basically monkeys, in a sense how much we are now intelligent in its capacity to consider things. You talk to the immigrants nowadays from India, and despite them having these childish personalities and that's just personality coming through you, they are smart. Everybody's smart. It's like we are in this, like, let's call it like theme of the civilization is to scam everything. Everybody's scamming. Politicians scam too. Everybody's scamming. Nobody wants to pay taxes. We are all scammers in a sense. You're lying, deceiving, and it's our human nature to not pay taxes because we don't want to. And taxes are created for some evil purposes to like control population. Yeah, that's maybe true, but we are also smart enough to play the game with the evil and not pay taxes. So everybody is smart, and the same thing is kind of required on this game. It's not just you just go around and don't think about armor and penetration angles and then fuse timer, and now you get to involve it in your thinking, in its capacity, and it's becoming demanding. Becoming demanding on emotions, of course. That's why you are more upset, because you're learning through all these upsets about all these mechanics of consideration. So it's basically like when you're a child growing up. As a child, your brain is like kind of like, at its best, but you don't feel like you're fully. Well, you don't. I don't know what you feel or not. It's just you can see in your progression of the age. That like you take in more and you think about larger scale of things, more content. Your perception is wider. You notice things and verbalize them more and more. The capacity is growing up. The same thing is the development of this game. 3 years ago, I didn't care about angle, armor, penetration, I think. I just used the German battleship and I knew its tank and that's all I needed to know. Nowadays I know that 45-degree angle will still penetrate at my turrets of the Bismarck. So I can do 45-degree. I have to go 50 or I could do 30. Now I know that if I angle less than 30-degree, everybody will be shooting with superstructure when I'm in Bismarck, which is taking a lot of damage too. Much more if I go 40-degree angle. So um, so it's gonna be exhausting. It like your brain as CPU is definitely using more computing, which is also making it to play less the game because like you juiced up yourself quickly. Which also is making you to play more if you are learning about this game because you wanna juice it up as much as you can, and you get probably more angry and frustrated. So yeah, it's still for wargaming. Wargaming just wants the players to be doped, spend a lot of time on it, and pay money, and it's still working out for them, and it's going to be working out for them. That doesn't change. Um, Now, is the game different? Yes, it is. Is it worse? It's not. It's same good. And this is still a good ship. It's just the general behavior. I can compare it. Is just all engagements are quick, short term, which means that you need to have accuracy and damage. This thing doesn't have a damage, and the sonar is still good. And it's not bad. It moves great. It's just it's good in everything, and it's nothing exciting to really go for it. It's definitely first destroyer line I would recommend everybody to play because it's very good. But then when you think about like what ships to play, you know you are here, and you are going to look at the ships, and you're going to make the choice. And this is a gunboat. Torpedoes, a lot of torpedoes at once. Nuclear torpedoes, a lot of torpedoes. Gunboat and AA. Damage, tank, radar, sonar, the French gimmick, concealment, short burst damage, a lot of torpedoes, high damage, wiggly. And this is kind of one of the best destroyers of the tier. It has the guns, AA, and torpedoes. So then when you look at the mass, and you're like, I have 4 destroyers that are taking the damage part fun, which is more fun to have more damage. Most of the destroyers are wiggly, so I don't really need mass to wiggle around. I have a Benham, Stone Lantern, Nasashio, Akatsuki for torpedo parts, so I don't need so the torpedoes are not going to bring me fun at all. And reload time, yeah, Benson has the reload time, Cossack, Vanquilin, Kit, and Orland. So, like, the category of ships that I just mentioned, the mass is having all these qualities, but none of those qualities I would choose the ship to play. You know, now that you have representations through other ships, for example, there comes the Thunderer, and Thunderer is a Preußen with HE. So when the Thunderer is here, and I look at it, I have Yamato, which is accuracy high damage, Poison accuracy sniper with AP, Colombo a lot of damage, Louisiana a lot of damage with big ass, Montana lot of damage but slow reload with the armor, Rhode Island quick damage, less armor. Aki is worse Yamato with planes. Then you have a Conqueror, which is the long-range artillery. And then you have a Thunderer, which would be a little bit less HE, which would be faster shooting Conqueror with a little bit more accuracy and less armor. So you can see that the categories are being saturated in the sense. And unless you really enjoy historical value of the ship, you are going to project some beautiful. You like the design of the ship. You are going to choose the experiences that you find juicy, like you're going to go and drink orange juice because you want orange juice. It's not like I'm going to drink anything because I'm thirsty. You're going to choose something that you have specific appetite for, and the mass qualities, all the other ships at tier 6 that I mentioned are a little bit better at. Benson is a little bit better damage. All these are a little bit better torpedoes. Cossack damage. Le Hardy, Orkan, Altarigo are a little bit better moving. All these ships are... The mass isn't having anything super juicy. That's why I say it does everything well. So when you have a difficult times to play a game like you're losing, that's a good time to choose the mass. So, for example, if they created a mode where you can switch ship in the middle of the battle, for example, our team is losing strongly, I'm going to switch the ship, I would keep the mass for it, because mass is very good in carrying on the game, because everything it does well. You don't have to choose specific category. All the categories will do well according to which categories are needed in a particular game development of the match. For example, the Orland is a very good gunboat, yet if there is a smoke destroyers, I am not going to be much useful most of the time. For example, Orkan, if there is a lot of battleships, it's not going to be useful because those torpedoes just do nothing. I remember not even being able to put down Nagato because just no torpedo power. Tarigo doesn't have an AA. If there is Zuho. Tarigo is pretty much good. It's a bad example, but Tashkent doesn't have a guns. What if there is a gunboats? So destroyers both are gunboats. I'm going to be very useless with Tashkent 39 having no guns. So because of that reason, I would rather choose Tashkent because it has low concealment and torpedoes. Yeah, it moves badly. That's why Akatsuki is better, but like if I want to spam a lot of torpedoes at once with a reload booster and still be concealed, I have an appetite to drink that orange juice, I'm going to play it. And if the game doesn't turn out to be this way, I will just move on emotionally and try another one. So I would believe to defend... Oh, I've even said defend the claim, but I would like to represent publicly the claim the game is good. It has always been good. The general behavior in this game is different, and that I think we call it that's life. I believe how Wargaming will fix this is very simple. They create a mode, and they call it, for example, what do we have? 2026. Let's go 6 years back. 2020 mode. It will be here. One of them will be 2020 mode, and you can play. They've already done this in those 100 season ranked, and you can only take ships that has been released during the first 2 years and lines during the 3 years, or no carrier mode, no airplanes mode, nothing flying in the air mode. That would fix it, because the then you can have the experience of what we all timers what we had when we started playing this game. And I think everything is fixed, and nobody will be complaining. Nobody will be saying, "Oh, this game goes downhill because it's not fun anymore." No, it has a lot of fun, but it can have more fun. Unfortunately, all these things cannot work. It's like you put rich people with poor people. Poor people have fun in small things, and rich people have fun with consuming and being constantly busy doing stuff. If you put them together on an airplane, they won't be having fun together. Same thing as with this game. So you basically make it two planes and choose them to each of them choose their environment to have fun. A lot of people have fun in city, a lot of people have fun in countryside. They will not have fun together in the same party, but they can have fun wherever they want to live. And same thing would be solved with the mode here. So yeah. I'm glad that I could contribute something, some suggestion out of this.